Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast that wouldn't die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool will give up a chance for a 30% discount.
Folks say is how she's got powers.
Who are you?
Ed Harley.
What do you want, Ed Harley? Say it. You're looking for vengeance. Vengeance. Say it. There's an old graveyard way back deep in them woods. The thing you're looking for is in there.
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast that wouldn't die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
What up, what up?
This week, we're discussing the horror classic, Pumpkinhead, starring Lance Henriksen and others.
And all the rest.
Each week on the podcast that wouldn't die, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's the latest with you? What's going on?
Dude, I just came back from giving your daughter a tour of Cal Poly Humboldt, which was Humboldt State back in the day.
I heard it's beautiful.
Yeah,
can't beat it.
You can't beat it. What did your daughter think? She like it?
Yes, it's number one on her list. It's number one on her list.
I'm like, you don't want to go to Long Beach. I lived in Long Beach. Get out of here.
There's nothing wrong with Cal State Long Beach. I went there for my teacher credential as well, but I'm sure
because you were living in Long Beach.
Correct.
It was very convenient. I said I chose Humboldt because A, it's green, and two, it was the farthest I could get away from my parents without leaving the state. And then she gave me the knowing look. So.
The twinkle in her eye, 100%. 100%. Caleb once told me he wants to move to Modoc, and I had to look it up. And it is literally
Modoc County?
Yes.
Oh my God! So, what he wants to be the Unabomber, or what? What is the plan?
He wanted to basically move as far away from where we are now, and yet still be in California. So
I don't know, Modoc. Where's Modoc? Is that like it's east and north?
It's on the border of Oregon. It's way the hell up there.
Like
right.
Oregon and Nevada, or Oregon and Idaho? I don't even know the geography when you get up to that.
I think it is. I think it's right on the corner. I think it's right on the corner.
Lord.
And it's nothing but old hippies.
Corner of dirt and nothingness.
It's old hippies and kind of survivalists. So you have both ends of the political spectrum. Perfect. So whatever you're looking for. Anywho, good stuff. Good stuff.
Well, I mean, honestly, Humboldt is kind of the same thing. Because you have students and former students who stay, and then you have like the real people, which are actually quite conservative. The loggers, the fishermen. They ain't hippies. Yeah.
No. They have to work for a living, is what you're saying.
As they say, yes.
In the mines, in the fields.
We were driving around some of the old company towns for the logging industry, and we were just singing Midnight Oil. And the Blue Star Mining Company won't come to my rescue. We're like, yeah.
I think you're singing, how can we sleep while the beds are burning?
And honestly, you can't sleep if your bed's on fire.
Little known fact. Right? I'm going to tell you something. I was watching a movie I had never seen before, but I had heard a great deal about. I had watched recently Dr. Zhivago. Have you ever seen Dr. Zhivago?
I've seen Dr. Zhivago. I've read Dr. Zhivago.
Oh,
How have
shit.
you never seen that?
Just never have.
I think that's our mother's favorite thing because Omar Sharif, and he plays bridge and used to have a column in the newspaper on bridge.
So that's what. Yeah, Omar Sharif plays the Russian Dr. Zhivago, who I used to call Dr. Chicago, like everybody else.
Like nobody else. I like you think that's a thing.
Of course, it's a thing. And Julie Christie, it's a whole thing. Can I say little long for K-Dog's
It's an
taste?
epic. Yeah, it has an intermission.
But you know what? Nowadays, it's like, if the movie's 2 hours and 45 minutes back in the day, there would be an intermission. Now you're just expected to grind your teeth and hold your bladder for 3 hours. Enjoy.
I remember seeing Gandhi at the theater, and there was an intermission.
Oh yeah,
that was literally. I mean, I see the intermission come up in old movies, but that was literally the only current movie that I actually saw live at the theater. Where there was an honest to God intermission.
I like that you call it current movie. It's 40 years old, Aaron.
It is, but I mean a movie that was released in my lifetime that I saw when it was actually first released in the theater.
I mean, I don't think they do it anymore, right? There's no more intermissions.
What movies are 3 hours? It's your bullshit superhero movies.
That's true. No intermission in Avengers Endgame. I'm sad to say. So,
dude, or Babylon that could have used 6 intermissions, or not just being edited. How about that?
Well, and let me go back. Dr. Zhivago.
You didn't cry at the end when he sees her and runs and then just dies. It's all that Russian fatalism. If they haven't seen it in 60 years, they're not going to see it. Can I not tell you what happens at the end of Gone with the Wind? Also, 1939,
against the rules. No, the biggest willing suspension of disbelief was the fact that Alec Guinness and Omar Sharif were brothers.
Alec Guinness looked good though.
he looks creepy. If he's not Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's creepy, in my opinion. I'm sorry.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
And Rod Steiger appeared. I was like, is that Rod Steiger?
It's all sarcasm. This was an epic. This was an epic for its time. Maybe you want to lead on the book.
Where it's just basically like, we don't get to see Julie Christie and Omar Sharif actually fall in love. It's just kind of smash cut. Hey, we're in love now, by the way.
Right.
I know we've been working together.
In the background of the Russian Revolution.
Sweet Jesus. But I really appreciate how nice Geraldine Chaplin was, his wife, was just like, you know what? I met her. She seemed cool. I'm just going to take the kids in bounce. No hard feelings.
No hard feelings. We're cool. That was nice. Very understanding. I don't think that happens a lot.
Good times. Anyway, no one has what the hell we're talking about.
I think Omar Sharif is most attractive in Lawrence of Arabia. I think really that is his prime. Which is also a very long movie, but I love that movie too.
With an intermission. How about that?
With an intermission.
And I liked Alec Guinness also in that, playing his Arab brother. So I appreciated that as well. Goodness gracious. Anyway, Pumpkinhead. Give us your 30 seconds.
No intermission there.
If only.
No Academy Award winners there.
Although Alec Guinness helps out when he can.
I have to go back to this. So what? Your wife wanted to watch it and you joined it. This was you?
This is me.
You're like, hey kids, let's watch Dr. Zhivago.
By myself.
By yourself.
Yes.
Have you downloaded the love song? Na 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 na. Oh, is that
Somewhere My Love? Is that what it is?
Somewhere My Love.
I didn't know that's what it was from.
Song to sing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you heard.
With the balaclava playing in the background.
Yes.
Is that your new ringtone?
I knew it was a thing, but I couldn't have placed it. It was one of those things where it's like, I've heard this tune 1,000 times, but I had no idea.
It was huge back in the day. It used to be when Mom was cleaning the house in the morning and had the radio on. These are the kind of gems that would float by.
Tell us your 30-second synopsis of Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead is about people who live in the desert with a swamp where you can go to the old witch lady, which they must be the mother of all these people because there are no women in this part of the world. So go to her when you want revenge, and then you can raise up this kind of thing with a long dong who will enact revenge. But really, you lose your soul because you have a connection with this creature.
Fair enough. Fair
The
enough.
end.
Now, this was your suggestion. Had you ever, I mean, how did you hear of Pumpkinhead?
Because I go to these pub quizzes at Halloween horror pub quizzes, sponsored by Gag Me with a Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Here in my local town at our tiki bar. We go to the Sunken Ship around Halloween. So I always take notes. This is why we watch Spider Baby. Plus, there's like 5 of these. It really gives you that fine quality of direct to video. It gives you kind of that full 90s full moon entertainment vibe.
Not direct to video. I saw this movie in the
theater.
Which
is shocking.
Yes,
this is shocking.
And
it was filmed in the Western Hemisphere, unlike Full Moon Entertainment, that were always filmed in like in the
Bulgaria.
middle of the Chechenian conflict or whatever.
This movie, I saw it. I believe I saw it opening weekend, honestly, and I went with a buddy, and I was like 13 or something, right? It was like back then, no one gave a damn. R-rated, come right in. Come one, come
I feel like you were their target audience.
Absolutely. Well, I remember thinking at the time it was terrifying. Oh my God. It was like jump scares. Like there's the Pumpkinhead dude jumping out. Now, evidently,
he's got the long hands. He's going to pick you up.
100%. Yeah. Now, what's interesting about this movie is it was I think the one and only directorial effort from Stan Winston, who is famously the special effects guy. Like he's done the special effects for most of the movies of this era, along with Rick Baker and Rob.
Right. I'm like, the name sounded totally familiar when you said it.
But that's what they talked about, how the set was like a happy, positive set because Stan Winston worked so well with the other special effects guys. He knew exactly what he needed.
Right.
You know, so there was never any like wasted space or wasted time. It was just they just did it, and it was good times had by all.
It seems like this cost like 5 cents to make. So as long as you and your buddies showed up, they earned their money back. So how come he only directed this?
I don't think it was a huge hit, but we're gonna have to look and see what the story is. And
I mean, how big of a hit did it have to be to recoup their funds? That's all.
Well, and where did all the money go? Just basically in the crazy Pumpkinhead,
right? Character. Clearly. And it had to pay Lance because I think even then people knew who he was.
Oh yeah. He was the big star of the movie. I read somewhere that he talked about how he's supposed to be a crazy hillbilly, so he wore like a prosthetic to make his teeth more jacked up slightly. So if you're looking, you can see his.
But at the same time, dropped about 40 pounds, so you can see his skeletal muscles. Dude, I've been working out, so let's make sure that at least a certain percentage of the time I'm with my shirt off, with extreme close-up on my lats.
Glistening
lats.
He's kind of one of what I call the Scott Glenn Hall of Fame, where it's these guys who always looked old as hell,
right? And yet,
even when they're young, and yet we're always just kind of ripped, like old, like Jack LaLanne, old man ripped. We're just like, what's the story? It's the worst of both worlds. I don't know what's going on.
The equivalent would be the gal whose face is not really pretty, but she has a big ass and big tits, and she's as orange as Donald Trump.
Not bad. I mean, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Sweet Jesus. So you'd never seen this before. This was
never.
Like maiden voyage. Yeah. I feel like I saw this. Maybe I've only seen it the one time in the theater 35 years ago.
You didn't see part 2, part 3, part 4. Pumpkinhead versus Jason or whatever.
Ironically, only thing I know about Pumpkinhead 2 Blood Wings, as it's called, is that the actress who played Punky Brewster is in it, Soleil Moonfry. So Punky was in Pumpkinhead too. So
dude, I would see it if she was in fact dressed like Punky Brewster.
100%. Like I'm of an age where now I'm calling her Pumpky. Punky Brewster.
That's when she finally becomes Pumpkinhead in part 2. She's Pumpkin Brewster.
Absolutely.
It's Pumpkinhead, but with like those toe socks and rainbow socks that he wears.
Absolutely. Punky Brewster was kind of important in my childhood. She was about my age, and she was the star of that show where it's kind of that Orphan Annie kind of thing. Here's a kid. And she was young. I mean, she was probably like 7 or something. So here's a 7-year-old living on the street with her dog, Sandy. Was her dog also named Sandy, just like Annie? I don't remember.
Do you believe that I was aware of Punky Brewster?
Yes.
I could recognize her. I was way too cool to be watching that shit.
Okay. It's not for you.
It's not for me.
Absolutely. So, but back in the day, you could just basically pick up a kid off the street, and now they're your child to raise. Is how they did it in Punky Brewster. So it was, so that was she lived with an old retired man. This seems all problematic in the lens of modern day.
I think I told you there was a story when I was working at a school that there was a family who like just found a kid who is homeless in Mexico, like a little kid. They couldn't find the family, so they just kept her.
Oh my God. This sounds crazy. Oh,
yeah.
So then recently I watched, there was a documentary done by Soleil Moonfry, the actress who played Punky Brewster, about like her life and career. And she talked about how essentially after Punky Brewster, her big claim to fame were her boobs were huge. So she got teased all the time. They called her Punky Boobster.
Oh God.
Breast reduction surgery. And how she like had a relationship with a far too old for her Charlie Sheen, and that was kind of
Lord. If you're on Charlie Sheen's radar, that is scary.
that is scary.
Did she drink the tiger's blood with him?
Perhaps, but I think they did like a new Punky Brewster where she's like an adult now. I don't know how Freddie Prinze Jr. was on it. This is like a year or two ago. I don't know if it was on Hulu or Netflix, but. Yeah.
Not well, you watch that. Let me know.
No thanks. Anywho, why don't we jump right into Pumpkinhead? What do you got, Aaron?
First of all, I had to watch it on the Roku channel, which meant there was an ad every 3 seconds.
Yes.
Why am I paying for streaming services to watch ads that I can't fast forward through?
I think Roku's free. But fair enough.
Whatever. I really don't understand what town this is supposed to be. Why are these kids, whose house are they staying at? Like there's a cabin in the middle of a dirt field so they can race their motorbikes or whatever.
Yeah, dirt bikes, yeah.
Whose house is that? Is that Airbnb? That's their parents? No one has phones? There's no gas?
No. But there's electricity.
But there's electricity, and there's no women in this town.
Continue, Aaron.
All right. So basically, you get a bunch of teenagers, three or four couples roll up, and they stop at the general store. I don't know why. Is it a gas station too? I can't remember.
No.
And once we have a kid with an unleashed dog, which put everything into motion. So I believe this is really Lance Hendricks' bad parenting, bad dog owner. Personally,
was young too. How old do you think that kid was? Like 6?
Dude, is that kid from Stuart Little? No, the mouse and the motorcycle. That's what I'm thinking of. I think it might be the kid from the mouse. And did you ever watch Runaway Ralph or the mouse and the motorcycle?
Weren't those animated, or was there actually
The
a little
mouse was animated, stop motion animation, but it was real life people.
Oh, and Michael J. Fox was the voice of the mouse and the motorcycle, I believe.
Is it? Is it really? My kids were obsessed with the mouse and the motorcycle, and the shows. But anyway, I think that kid was Ralph's tender friend.
It's not the kid from Jerry Maguire, and it's not the kid from Simon Birch. I know I think it might just be some random kid. Unclear.
Okay. We'll have to deep dive that, but it does. He is dressed just like the kid from Jerry Maguire, including down to the glasses. So anyway, unsupervised with not even a rope for the dogs. The dog runs off after the dirt bikers. The unsupervised child wanders off onto the track. I mean, I think this is a Darwin situation, and almost gets hit by a bike making the jumps, and then for sure gets hit. Although what he died from, no one's really sure, because it really looked like it hit his shoulder. So that obviously caused his heart to explode or something.
It did, 100%.
And everybody, and then what? All of a sudden, one of the friends is a psychopath. Like they didn't know that before.
That was a twist.
That was a twist. So what the guy who ran him over literally packs his shit up, grabs his crying girlfriend, and bounces. Everybody's trying to get help, and they're like, "Oh, okay, let's all go back and wait. Maybe there's a phone there." Yeah, this is all. I'm like, y'all dead.
So okay. Essentially what we're dealing with here is crazy hillbillies, like kind of the wrong turn type of hillbillies.
Or so we think.
But they're also within easy driving distance of the big city. That's what we're supposed to think, right?
Right. So what are we thinking? High desert?
Yes. The hills have eyes. It's the hills have eyes. Well, yeah, because it's like you said, they can Airbnb a cabin out here, so it's not totally just a desolate weirdness. Now let me tell you this. There's a scene where the old general store by the side of the road that's run by crazy, usually shirtless Lance Henriksen and his Jonathan Lipnicki, his son. They stop there. The big city guys are on their way to the cabin where they're going to do some dirt bike riding, I guess, in the forest, which doesn't seem very safe. Also pulls up a truck with 5 or 6 wild feral children jump out of the back of the truck.
Oh yeah, we thought this was your red herring. You thought these are going to be like the cannibals or something.
But if you look close, one of those kids who jumps out of the back of the truck is Blossom.
What?
Yes, if you're looking close, one of the feral children covered with filth, wearing an old burlap sack, is Blossom. So there you go. In her first role before Blossom came out.
Oh, how funny!
There you go.
Good
That's
for
a deep
her.
pull. Deep pull. But they established that there's the one brother of the city slickers who's just an asshole from jump. He's drinking and driving, and the first thing he says when he approaches the little blonde kid wearing the glasses is to make fun of his appearance in front of the. So that everybody is horrified at his behavior, essentially. So okay, he's the bad guy. He's the asshole of this that we're all waiting for his moment to die.
Right.
Essentially.
But as we learn from horror movies, guilt by association.
Oh, absolutely.
By who you hang with. One guilty, all guilty. You can cry all you want, ladies, but in the end, you all walked away with those dudes. You're all going to die.
Well, they leave the nice brother with the boy, because you're right. The two brothers go and do dirt bike riding. Crazy little kid is chasing his dog out into the field, so he gets run down. Everybody's horrified. The drunken evil brother drives away, like you said, because he's like, hey, I've already got 3 DUIs. They'll throw me in jail. I'm out of here. He leaves. Now, everybody else is desperately looking for a phone, but of course there are no phone lines in this part of the country. And so they leave the nice brother there to tell Lance Henrik, who went back to the house to get chicken feed or some shit. I don't know.
Right.
He was out of there. Left his 6-year-old to tend the store, as one does. Right. This is before, back in the day, 6-year-olds were working in the mines. They were working in the factories. Things haven't changed back then. What are you looking at right now, Aaron, if you don't mind?
I'm looking up the kid from Pumpkinhead. And when you say Blossom, you should also mention it's Jim Parsons' girlfriend in The Big Bang Theory. People might know her there.
Oh, yes. Correct. Well, and she was also a young Bette Midler in Beaches. That was her first big claim to fame. How about that?
I'm not sure if I ever saw that. That looked very vaginal.
Yes. Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Yes, with Barbara Hershey and Bette Midler. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, the bad guys just drove to the cabin. Everybody else but the nice brother, who, like we said, stayed behind, goes and follows them to the cabin. And they're like, we need to go get some help. And that's when drunken, evil asshole brother, as you said, becomes a full-blown serial killer. Because he's like, I'm going to murder you if you try to leave and get help for this poor kid who, for all they know, is bleeding out in the field, essentially. It goes so far as he bops them on the head with a log and then locks them in the closet.
It like almost kills him.
Yes.
All those people couldn't band together and get him the hell out of there?
No, even when the nice brother eventually shows up, those people stay locked in the closet for at least another 2 more hours.
It's ridiculous.
Well, here's a little tip for people, travelers of the world. Don't travel with people you hate. If you're traveling with somebody you're like, oh, well, I know this guy is half a serial killer. Maybe not. Don't vacation with them. That's my advice.
Yeah. And then he locks them up. Is he going to kill them? What is the point of locking them up?
Right. He's going to kill them.
He's going to kill him, right? He's going to kill his brother. He tried to kill his brother, beating him in the head with a log. I mean,
that wasn't his brother. His brother stayed with the body. It was the other. There was the sensitive guy in the vest.
I love all the girls just fall apart and are just laying around either praying or crying.
Correct. Because, it was 3 couples. 3 city slicker couples. And it was asshole guy and his weepy girlfriend. Mm-hmm. It was nice brother and his catatonic girlfriend.
Right.
Who basically goes into a fugue state. Then you got sensitive guy and his girlfriend, who turns out to be the hero of the movie, essentially. Right. They get locked in the closet for God knows how long.
And by hero, she just managed to live.
She's the final girl.
I don't know. Do you ever know that you're my hero? Just staying alive doesn't make you a hero.
Well, and this is one of those movies where you don't know who the final girl is until you look around and you're like, oh, everyone else is dead. I guess you're the final girl now. Right? Yeah. Sometimes.
By chance. Because she was sweet to the hillbilly kid.
Because movies like Halloween, you figure out very quickly that Jamie Lee Curtis is our main character, right?
Because she's a virgin. Not those dirty whores.
Well, there's that. What I was going to say is that in terms of story, the story seems to focus on her, right? In this movie, it does not seem to focus on this final girl until you realize there's nobody left. So I guess there's no one else to focus on. So now the story is going to follow you for a while.
Right.
So there's that. So the movie starts off with evidently from time to time there's some Pumpkinhead shit going down, essentially. And if Pumpkinhead is out and about and somebody knocks on your door and says, "Hey, let me in," you don't let him in. You don't let him in because if you do, then Pumpkinhead might get at you as well. So that's good advice.
All right, so you go to Pumpkinhead for you go to the witch who wakes up Pumpkinhead for revenge.
Correct.
And so Pumpkinhead is going to keep going until he gets that person, but it will also take out anyone who gets in the way, which is why you don't let the person who said, "I swear I didn't touch those girls, let me in." Yeah.
Why did it have to be that? He's like, I'm not the pedophile they say I am. Open the door.
It's a misunderstanding. I thought she was 28. I didn't know she was 5.
They didn't go into those details, but yes, that's basically what it is. So
yeah.
Evidently, this premise is based upon a poem, like that previously existed, like a real poem called Pumpkinhead, which doesn't talk about supernatural shit necessarily. But
are you going to read the poem to me?
I could look it up if you want to bebop and scat for a second.
Due diligence, brother. Due diligence.
I read it briefly, and they kind of mention it.
And then you got bored.
I said, I'm out. Let me see here. And they read the poem from time to time. It's called Pumpkinhead by Ed Justin, is the name of the poet. Here we go. Keep away from Pumpkinhead unless you're tired of living. His enemies are mostly dead. He's mean and unforgiving. Laugh at him and you're undone, but in some dreadful fashion. Vengeance he considers fun, and he plans it with a passion. Time will not erase or blot a plot that he has brewing. It's when you think that he's forgot, he'll conjure your undoing. Bolted doors and windows barred, guard dogs prowling in the yard, won't protect you in your bed. Nothing will from Pumpkinhead.
All right. There we go.
That's it. That's it. So they took that and created this thing. So what we learn is Ed, who is Lance Henriksen, his son's been run down, and he knows there's an old witch woman who lives out in the swamp just over yonder. So he goes and tracks down the other the slightly more hillbilly-ish people.
So we're to understand that Lance Henriksen is the little boy who gets woken up in, I don't know, 1920, 1850, we don't know.
Correct. During the Civil War. Lance Henriksen.
During the Civil War. And he assumed the only other people in a 100-mile radius is the hillbilly family has 1,000 children and no wife. That they would know for sure where to find the witch lady.
Correct. But they don't want to help because he's saying, I need the witch lady to help me resurrect my dead child. And then the hillbilly guy goes, she won't be able to help you with that. All she can do is help you lose your soul, essentially. And the pain in the ass teenage hillbilly says, hey, I'll do it for a nickel. You got a shiny nickel?
For a shiny nickel. Never once does someone say, hey, we got a hit and run. We don't have Popo here?
No, they don't. They handle it themselves. The only law is Pumpkinhead law in this neck of the woods, literally.
I suspect it's like this. I was out in the middle of nowhere, and I went to the sheriff's station, and I forgot why I needed to talk to a sheriff. But I was in the middle of the desert. I was in Trona, which is kind of a fallen apart borax mining company on the way to Death Valley.
Okay.
So I go to the sheriff's station. It's only like a phone. And you pick it up, and I forgot why I was calling. I mean, no one tried to kill me. I didn't kill anyone.
That's good.
But basically, they told me that their offices are in San Bernardino, and it'd be about 2.5 hours for a sheriff to get out there.
That is crazy. So it's a lawless place.
It's a lawless place with a pizza parlor. Yeah.
So remind me never to go. I mean, that's why you have to summon Pumpkinhead.
That's what you summon Pumpkinhead, and I'm assuming everyone is armed to the fucking teeth to handle biz.
Absolutely. Okay, so he finds his way to the old witch woman who lives in the swamp, and I remember watching this, and her crazy witch voice is so thick in the theater. I didn't know what the hell she was saying. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know any plot exposition here. I knew it was some shit about conjuring up Pumpkinhead, but beyond that, no.
And he's carrying his dead kid around in a sack, and she says, "Leave it." I'm like, "What's she gonna do? He's gonna come back, and she's gonna be nibbling on a finger."
Maybe.
Lord.
But he sends him. He says, "You have to go to the graveyard at Razorback Holler, where there's a crazy. It's a graveyard.
Isn't that where Loretta Lynn grew up? Oh, that's Butcher Holler.
She's a coal miner's daughter. So he goes, and I love the fact that there's a graveyard with pumpkins everywhere, and then there's a weird like butte or something, some promontory,
butte, stump, mushroom. I don't know what the hell that thing is.
Unclear.
Because we went from the desert and now we're in a swamp.
Correct.
Which I don't know if those two, one is lack of water, one is too much water. So I'm not really sure how that happens.
The swamp stole all the water, is what it is. That's what it is. So he digs up a crazy little like shriveled mummy thing and hauls it back to the witch woman, and she
looked like it looked like an alien baby curled up. It was Close Encounters baby.
100%.
Richard Dreyfuss and an alien's baby.
100%. So she basically is like, well, if I can't resurrect my son, I'm gonna do the Pumpkinhead shit and let the Pumpkinhead go out and kill those people. But now as it's going down, as the people are getting killed by Pumpkinhead, he's having visions where he's seeing the murders going down, and he starts to get a little buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
Which
I'm down with slaughter if it costs me nothing. I mean, what did he pay the witch? An old Timex and a jar of quarters?
He had like a thing, a jar of quarters. He had bus fare. Essentially, is what he dumped into an old coffer.
Dude, how is he supporting? I mean, I think he's poorer than the Walton family up on the hill.
Well, the Waltons had a whole mountain. They're doing all right.
They're doing all right. Yeah, I mean, maybe you need to move closer to town if all the money you have in the world seems to be quarters and 50-cent pieces.
Well,
and she's down because business ain't what it used to be.
It's true. And that wasn't little Billy's college money. So it doesn't matter the stakes of the game.
They couldn't afford a leash for that fucking dog. Maybe you put those quarters together and buy a piece of rope and we wouldn't be here to begin with.
Absolutely. So one by one, the city folk are being murdered. First, it's the catatonic girl who stumbles out into the forest. She gets killed. Then the nice brother gets killed because you got to kill the kind of innocent victims.
Right.
People first. Right? Then, I'm trying to even remember. I was falling asleep at this point. The asshole's girlfriend was laying on the floor of the house and gets dragged away by Pumpkinhead.
Yes.
And is like pitched off a tree or some shit, and she falls to the ground, and that's the end of her.
Lands wrong on a stump.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What else you got, Aaron?
Oh, man. I mean, clearly all the money is in this Pumpkinhead rig.
Correct.
Because there are parts of it that are kind of cool. It's just, you don't really give a shit about these kids. That's the problem.
No.
There's nothing endearing about them. You'd be like, oh no, I hope they don't get that one. No, you don't care. No. But I do like the long finger. I don't like that it has this giant penis.
It does not have a penis. It has a tail.
There is many silhouette things where it looks like the longest schlongen that you ever saw in your life.
Schlong.
I do like the giant long fingers. It reminds me of the old nightmares with Freddy walking through the alley dragging his finger. So I like the super long fingers picking up people by their heads and all that. I like all that.
It definitely looked like Alien. Like they took an old alien costume, like it's an albino alien from those movies. It's like, looks exactly the same.
Scraped off a lot of the detail, but it still has these like Rick Owen giant shoulder pad things.
Absolutely.
It's not, it doesn't look like a pumpkin though.
They talked about that they deliberately chose not to have its head look like a pumpkin. Like that was it.
That could have been a little bit cooler. Like you have to make the face or something. First you carve it,
jack-o'-lantern,
and then you place it. That could have been a little bit more interesting. Because why is it called Pumpkinhead if it doesn't look like a pumpkin?
I mean,
now
I guess
it's just a fucking alien. Or it's Meowth or whatever from the Pikachu series with that tail.
That is true. Mewtwo. Like. It looks like Mewtwo.
Mewtwo.
Yes, now that you mention it. That's freaking hilarious.
Mewtwo is fucking here with a mission to punish. And only Pikachu can save you. They didn't summon the right person for help.
There was a funny scene in the movie where the sensitive guy was going to get on a dirt bike and escape, and he can't start it, and he turns around and Pumpkinhead is like holding like the bicycle chain or some shit. He's
How does Pumpkinhead have this? He has universal knowledge too?
He has universal knowledge. 100%.
That was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. And then he gets knocked off, and then the teenage hillbilly hauls the girl away. We got to get out of here. And you realize they left homie behind. They're
like, what are they going to do? Fight Pumpkinhead? Hey, you guy, get over here.
You think he's dead until they cut back and he's like crawling on the ground going, hey, wait a minute.
Hey, guys, wait.
We were engaged. We were getting married next week and you just bail on me? The sad situation.
Right. Does that mean the engagement's off?
Wah, wah, wah. Now they realize over the course of the movie, because now Ed Harley is trying to stop the Pumpkinhead from killing the people, and he's doing a piss poor job of it. But he stumbles upon the fact that he's kind of becoming a little punky as well. And the only way to hurt Pumpkinhead is to hurt him, essentially. He accidentally impales himself on a pitchfork, and then he realizes, oh shit, look, Pumpkinhead is also injured now in that same way. So now it's, I just need to kill myself. Yeah. Which is how the audience feels at this point.
They're linked, yeah. So it was really a fantastic waste of your time, Lance. You should have got your quarters back.
Give me my change back. But so they kill Lance Henriksen. He sacrifices himself. And Pumpkinhead.
Well, it doesn't quite work, so the girl has to do it. First, she was like, "Nah," and then Pumpkinhead gets up. She's like, "Okay, bam, 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 bam."
Well, he was looking at her with those pumpkin-y eyes, and she's like, "Okay, it's all over now." Anyway.
They were literally like those Halloween Spencer's shitty contact lenses. They were the worst.
100%.
100%. I feel like you shouldn't go to what's the Halloween store that takes over your haunted empty malls?
Spirit Halloween stores.
I feel like anything from Spirit Halloween store should not go into your eyeball.
You'd think, right? This is not Bausch and Lomb, right?
Yeah.
This is
my students are constantly wearing those weird contact lenses they buy at the smoke shops.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm glad they're spending their time in an appropriate place.
Good hey, Latina girl, I see today you have yellow eyes. That's not jarring at all.
Well, she's going to have yellow eyes tomorrow as well. She got a pink eye tomorrow. Anyway, so the twist at the end is the old witch woman is now burying a body, a new like shriveled mummy corpse, and you realize that's Lance Henriksen's body. It's like when you make the deal to summon Pumpkinhead, in the end, you also become Pumpkinhead.
You sell your soul, and all your clothes burned off, but not your necklace.
Well, that was the twist. Why don't we go behind the scenes? Or do you have anything else you want to say?
I just put tail or wiener. Oh, that's it.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Behind the scenes. Oh, good. Here we go. Fun was, in fact, the prevalent mood on the Pumpkinhead set. Despite many additional burdens and responsibilities, Stan Winston brought the same sense of humor and lighthearted spirit to directing Pumpkinhead as he had to his creature effects assignments. So there you go. People loved it.
I do feel everything went to the creature effects instead of the story. I mean, they have this basic rough draft. I mean, it makes sense. It's just, it's better if you care about the people that are being hunted.
100%.
And that's not the case.
No. It has since become a cult classic among its fans, novelist Anne Rice. How about that?
She was heavily drinking.
She was. The costume worn by Florence Schloeffler, who played the witch woman, the costume weighed 65 pounds to make her look suitably witchy.
Well, lucky for her, she was sitting down a lot.
The dog actor Mushroom did his own stunts for the film.
Who names a dog Mushroom? All I think is Trump's dick now every time I hear the word mushroom.
As you should. The cabin where Steve and the others go is the same one used as the Jarvis house in Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Oh, I don't think... Did I see that?
Yes, we reviewed it. The film, orphaned by the bankruptcy of De Laurentiis Entertainment Group, eventually garnered a spotty release when acquired by United Artists, which tested the film under the alternate title Vengeance the Demon, which I do not remember that.
No.
So there you go.
Pumpkinhead sounds better.
I agree. Let's see. 2 of Stan Winston's children can be glimpsed as members of the Wallace clan. Those are the extra hillbillies.
Not the Waltons, but the Wallaces. That's very close.
And we talked about this. This was the film debut of Mayim Bialik, or Blossom,
Bialik.
or Bialik, whatever the hell. She's a
Mayim Bialik.
That's not how I pronounce it. Okay, agree to
disagree. She has a PhD in astrophysics.
Yes. She's actually super intelligent, unlike the rest of the cast.
Yes.
Well, I always talk about how Brian May, the guitarist for Queen, also an astrophysicist.
Love it.
Yep.
He did that while he was rocking.
Absolutely. He's a Renaissance man. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the cast and crew, shall we?
Yes.
Directed by Stan Winston. He's more famously known for his special effects. You know him for Terminator 2 Judgment Day, the makeup department, Jurassic Park special effects, Aliens special effects, the Terminator special effects. The list goes on and on and on.
And on and on.
Let's look at the cast here. Lance Henriksen played Ed Harley. You know him from such things as Aliens. He played Bishop. Hard Target. He played Emile Fouchon. Alien vs. Predator. He played Charles Bishop Wayland. And 1995, he was in The Quick and the Dead. That was a Sam Raimi Western.
Maybe I saw that.
It was all right. Anybody else you want to know about?
The kid.
Let's see. Eddie Harley, is that him? Eddie Harley?
That's my thing, because I'm coming up with 2 actors when I was looking up the kid. Either he never did anything else, or he was the little kid in The Lost Boys. I'm trying to figure out who the kid is, because
I think Eddie Harley was the little boy at the beginning of the movie, the young version of Lance Henriksen. Would be my guess. And Billy Hurley is the son.
Okay. So young Lance Henriksen is the kid from The Lost Boys.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
In case you remember The Lost Boys, the little tiny kid vampire?
The kid vampire, 100%.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's about it.
I
think the bully went on to do other stuff, but everybody else is a mystery to me. Look up the bully.
Let's see if I can find
or the psychopath, whatever you'd like to call
Joel him. Was played by John D'Aquino. You know him from 34 episodes of Corey in the House.
Unfamiliar.
4 episodes of Third Rock from the Sun. 1 episode of Xena Warrior Princess.
I did love my Xena Warrior Princess.
And 11 episodes of Jag. How about that?
Some stuff.
You're right, though. He does look familiar. He does look like he's probably one of those day players that have been in 10,000 things.
Exactly.
Let's look at the rating, shall we? Pumpkinhead on Rotten Tomatoes currently has 67% fresh. Do you know what the audience gave it?
The audience gave it a 70.
49.
Ah!
Looking at the top critics, we've got Scott Tobias from the AV Club says, Pumpkinhead found its audience almost entirely on videocassette, which seems appropriate since the film's strengths lie almost entirely in the niche worlds of FX and creature designs.
Right. If you're a creature feature, that's what you're going to say. Yeah.
Richard Harrington of the Washington Post says, typically hollow and patchy, the script is low par for the course, the acting close behind. That's a negative review. Let's look at our in-house movie critic, AI Rex Reed. I always think we should tell people who Rex Reed is again, because people don't seem to have any idea other than you and I. Who's Rex Reed?
Well, you know what? Rex Reed is a spicy movie commentary. He used to be on the TV when we were kids growing up. He always had something snarky to say, and he's usually right.
Super snarky, and he's still doing his thing. He's still out there reviewing stuff. Sadly, not as often as we would have liked. Like Roger Ebert.
And not necessarily the movies that we're watching.
Correct. Roger Ebert, for example, basically reviewed everything. Rex Reed was a little more choosy, evidently. So, AI Rex Reed, our own version, had this to say about Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead is what happens when grief, backwoods witchcraft, and a rubber monster suit collide in a fog machine, leaving Lance Henriksen to act circles around a demon who looks like a rejected alien stunt double. Boom.
About right.
What can we say? Aaron, what is your rating of Pumpkinhead?
I mean, honestly, it's not overly graphic. You're right. It's like a niche thing. If you are, there's they're absolutely right, a subgenre of people who are there just to see the monsters. But that's not enough. It's not enough. So I'm going to give it, I don't know, 2.5. Let's give a shit about any of these people out of 5.
When I was a kid, this was the pinnacle of terror. As an adult, it's kind of like whatever. It's not offensive. It's not particularly scary. Pumpkinhead, I think, looks kind of cool, generally speaking, but not particularly scary. And like you said, you don't care about any of the characters. So
exactly.
2.5.
Late 80s, early teenagers is the demographic.
Absolutely.
So all you people have imprinted on this, and we're going to get a lot of Pumpkinhead is the most terrifying movie of my childhood. It still resonates with me. We're going to get some of that.
Absolutely. Any last thoughts about Pumpkinhead?
You know what? I've already forgotten it. It's gone.
Fair.
Next week, I'll say, did we ever do that Pumpkinhead? Because I've just erased it.
It's gone. It's gone to be with Jesus.
Yeah.
So
this literally is our shortest podcast because we have nothing to say about this.
It's not that short. It's not that short. Anywho, thank you very much. Go to our pages across social media. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, we're on Blue Sky. You can watch us on YouTube as we speak, for goodness sakes. You can also email us the podcast that wouldn't die at Gmail. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere the finer podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review. Won't you?
Won't you please?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
Dude, I sold a piece of art. I'm very excited about that on First Dibs. Apparently, I'm big on the East Coast. Of my 3 pieces that I've sold on like artsy First Dibs, it's all East Coasties.
You're like Basquiat.
So yeah, check. I'm just like Basquiat, but without like the heroin and all that. And I never slept with Madonna.
Oh, well.
So my media is I monitor the TikTok for however long that's lasted again. And I am the Cult of Aaron on Instagram. Join the cult. I have Polaroid photography on Artsy, First Dibs, Instant Dreams Gallery, Aaron Doherty. There's a picture of Kevin on there.
As there should be. As you know, we like to include our friends' thoughts and feelings across the social media landscape. Aaron, what do we got? What is the street saying?
Antonio LeBlanc wrote in commending us on our Giallo presentation and wants to know, is it possible to do something that's not Argento?
No, not possible.
That feels correct. I do follow this person who's a Giallo girl. So she just always posts these the ladies of Giallo on Instagram.
No, I'm always like, down.
Ooh. Yeah.
Ooh, we're always down for Giallo, and we can definitely do Giallo that's not Argento. We've done Mario Bava, we've done Fulci, although not Fulci Giallo, but he did do some Giallo back in the day.
Did he? I assume there will be a stick and an eyeball then.
100%. That's standard.
You can't kill people without popping their eyes. It's fact.
You cannot. Facts. Next week, we're discussing the Kaiju classic, War of the Gargantuas. Go ahead.
No one ever said Kaiju until like 10 years ago. It's all started.
Well, what did they say before that?
It was a monster.
Well,
this is all your fucking gaming shit that introduce all these words into the English language.
It's possible they would say it in Japan even back then.
That is probably a real thing. But my son coming in and rattling on about the kaiju and the this and the that, I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Whatever you want to call it.
Now I know.
God damn it. Whatever you want to call it, it is War of the Gargantuas, which I always say was one of those movies. Wasn't Godzilla, wasn't King Kong, but it was terrifying to me as a young
It was
child.
upsetting. I remember it being upsetting.
Absolutely. It was, it did the job. There are actual real actors in this movie, if I can ever get this to work.
You mean humans, or like they went on to celebrating careers?
Russ Tamblyn was in War of the Gargantuas. You know him, don't you?
I don't know what words you're saying. Are those just two words you strung together?
He was in
and then you look at
West
me
Side
like
Story.
I know.
Yes. Anyway.
Who did he play in West Side Story? Oh, one of the Jets. When you're a jet all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day.
Possibly.
Dude, I think he was I was just accidentally watching Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. I think he was in that too.
He's like a real actor, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah. Where can you watch War of the Gargantuas?
That's the question. Where can I watch it and not pay or watch 100 ads?
It's on HBO Max. HBO Max.
What? It's on Max? Finally, something on fucking Max.
Criterion Collection. Something called Favesome. It's saying other things. It says it might be on Prime Video. This thing's acting up. Unclear. So check it out. Send in your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions, and we may talk about it on the show. So thank you very much, and be well.
Be well, my children.